Hey everybody, welcome to our Friday Health Tips series. I'm Renee, I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator with Memorial Foundation, and we are here today as we are every second Friday of the month at the Healthy Eats Classroom, owned by Elena Moon. And by the way, if you haven't noticed and if you're not following Healthy Eats Classroom on Facebook, there are classes that are happening, so keep your eyes open for that and be sure to like that page also and follow them. And today we're here with Inika and Elena, and they're going to do a cooking demo. So if you're new to our health tips series, I'll just give you a quick synopsis. We try to come and bring you episodes on Fridays with health tips around mindfulness, movement, purpose, nutrition, and belonging. And these are all topics with people who work with us here, providers who work with us at Memorial, or community members who are engaged in various ways to help keep us healthy. And here at the Memorial Foundation, what we do is we help raise funds to bridge gaps in healthcare and keep our community here in Yakima vibrant and thriving. We raise funds in 4 initiative areas. And this particular episode series helps raise funds in the Healthy Yakima initiative. So if you make a donation towards Healthy Yakima, you're helping to support things like diabetes prevention, childbirth education, lots of really important things to keep us healthy and moving. If you're interested in learning more about the Memorial Foundation, let us know. Leave a comment. If you have any questions throughout the live today, please leave us a comment or send us a message, and we will either answer it live for you, or we will go ahead and post the answer after the episode is over. So share, comment, let us know you're here, and remember that this class is also one that has been supported by donor dollars, and so thank you if you've made those contributions, and we're ready to roll here. Today's topic is plentiful summer. I love our little topic puns, and looks like we have a plate full of peaches here on the other side of the camera, so I'm going to flip the camera. And we have our hosts here today. Hello, ladies.
Hello. Welcome for joining us for August. So August is National Peach Month. I don't know about you, but I just love peaches. I used to work at Johnson Orchard, and I call myself a fruit snob. I'll be proud of that title because I've learned what tree-ripened fruit is, and also a fruit snob in that I know exactly what kind of peaches I like by brand, type, or whatever. And so, yes, but anyways, any fruit, again, if it's from local, is better.
Amen.
So, we're going to be demonstrating 3 peach-inspired recipes. And our health topics are just going to range today. Not, when I was looking it up with August, there's really not much for national health topics in August. There are some, but nothing that really jumped out at me. So I thought, you know what, we'll just add some tidbits in between and fill her up and just really enjoy the produce of summer. So.
Yeah, and I feel like when it's so fresh like this, you really don't need to do much to it. This is like the best time to make these recipes. So they're very simple. They're going to go pretty quickly, but I don't know about you, that's what I want. I don't want to be in the kitchen for a really long time. I want to get it done. So yeah, you have some really tasty recipes to show us.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with the whole simple part because I was looking at tons of peach recipes, and first I was like, I don't know what to do. And then I got all these ideas, and what I really gravitated, or what we, I should say, gravitated towards is simple. Very little prep. One of them you do have to turn the oven on. I tried the air fryer, didn't quite work as well, but hey, simple, so you'll enjoy. Okay. I might start with the fruit salsa.
Yeah.
It's a fruit salsa with churro chips. And so I'll just show you the base of the fruit salsa. The reason I already kind of started mixing things is I didn't want, like the apples, these are Gala apples, small ones that have been diced up, but this is a combination of freshly squeezed orange, or you could use some orange juice, and then it used about 3 tablespoons of a preserve, raspberry, strawberry, whatever preserve, it could be a mixed berry. I put raspberries because your recipe recommended raspberries in there. the raspberries at the store didn't look so great, so I was like, well, I'll just put raspberries in here, and I picked some of my blueberries from my gardens. So what do you know?
Those look pretty.
So, and I think too is now we have a lot more colors. So I know we've talked about before, but this is a way we're going to be adding colors. I just really feel like we need green, so maybe like a little herb. I'm almost tempted to put a little basil in there.
Peach and basil is like classic. Yeah.
Yes, peach and basil. And one of our other recipes has peach and basil. So the apples already are finely diced. I keep the peel on. I know not everyone likes fuzzy peaches, but one of the great things about peaches later in the season, they're called different ways, but whether you want to say they're cling free, but they come right off the pit. The skin is also not so fuzzy. At the very beginning of the season, those peaches just cling to the pit and they're really, really fuzzy. Versus now, if we can keep that on, we get a little bit more of the nutrition that sits right under the skin and some more fiber. We got some beautiful strawberries, so we're honestly just gonna mix this in. Don't be afraid by the chopping. This seriously took me like 5 minutes or less. It's not like it's a hard carrot that we're chopping or anything. Here's our beautiful blueberries. Honestly, that's all it is for this recipe.
This is my kind of cooking right here.
What is so great about this recipe too is you can use whatever fruit you have. So again, sometimes they put kiwi in. That could be the green. I didn't put the kiwi in there. I think definitely at least I'm glad I put the blueberries, honestly, because that just added so much more color. Elena pulled out a fun tool. I think we used it in the last class when we were doing, was it the ceviche recipe? Which you can view all of those on Facebook Live and YouTube on the Memorial Foundation. But super fun tool. Do you want to say anything about it, Elena? Or?
It'll definitely cut your time in half, if not even more than that if you're a slower chopper. Or if you have any sort of carpal tunnel or issues with chopping for a long time. You can get these on Amazon. There's all sorts of kinds that you can get, but most of them are only anywhere from $25 to $40 on Amazon, and I love them, especially for stuff like this, where you're chopping a lot. So just a little kitchen gadget tool there
That works really well.
That works really well, yeah.
So there I did top it with a little bit of basil, and then I want to tell you a little bit about our chips. So these are actually wonton wrappers. Your recipe says tortillas. So if you do like a wheat tortilla or wonton wrappers, there are going to be gluten in it. You could do corn tortillas, and then we just cooked it, sprayed it with some cooking spray. Put a little bit of, you could either just do cinnamon only or a little cinnamon sugar, so it's more churro style with a little sweetness. And in the oven, it did work best for the wontons in the oven, 350 for about 7-8 minutes. When I did it in the air fryer, all of them wanted to fold in half. And so it's really great. I didn't have to turn my oven on at home, but you'd be stuffing the salsa into it. So not as nice of a display. So it didn't work quite as well. So super easy and delicious. So
Looks really good.
do you want me to show the next one, or do you want to talk about your popsicles?
Oh, maybe some cream popsicles.
We can do whatever.
Either way, yeah. So, I will say about the salsa is I did this for a kids cooking class years ago, and I mean kids love fruit anyways, but it's just a fun little treat for them where they feel like it's a treat, but it's still healthy. It's still got lots of delicious fresh fruit. So I'm going to show you the popsicles here, and I made these last night, so I'm not going to show you the process because they do need to set up overnight. But these are the peaches and cream popsicles, and excuse that one had a little bit of mending happen to it, but basically it's just a coconut cream, a little bit of a peach yogurt, a little bit of maple syrup or agave, whatever you would like to use to sweeten it. Attaches from the base, so when you have the other ones, the old style, they're all connected. And so if you want to take one out, like you have to take them all out. So I like these because they can just snap in. You take one off, you run it under a little bit of water, heat it up just a tiny bit just to be able to pull that out. And then that's it. Then you have a yummy, yummy popsicle. You can either dice the peaches, you can really get them really super small. I kind of chose the slicing method. If you do slice them, you want to be careful as to make sure that your cream base actually gets around the peach so it actually holds it all together, and that might have what happened to this little guy. He just didn't have enough cream base around the peaches. But yeah, you just slide it out, and then you have a delicious, very low sweetness. I will say these are a little heavier on the fat, but low on the sugar. So if you're worried more about the sugar, these are a great one. If you're worried more about the fat, you can also use a low-fat coconut milk. You can use a low-fat yogurt. So there's some exceptions that you can make there. But otherwise, just really yummy, delicious, and a nice, refreshing way to use peaches.
Absolutely.
Fun.
I was even thinking, like, if you were to pray it.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the chunks are so many different ways.
Oh yeah, you can do whatever. Popsicles are super
very
forgiving. Yeah. we must have been feeling the same today because we both have strength. And now we're talking. Like
And you're saying the same words.
I was thinking too. So one of my favorite, I almost started adding a few more recipes, and I was like, oh no, we're gonna keep it basic.
Hold it
But
back.
like for example, my breakfast this morning, as one of my favorite breakfasts, I look forward to every peach season, is steel cut oats with peaches, cardamom. If you aren't familiar with cardamom, as even if you wanted to do some additional flavors, again, I'm going to start thinking above and beyond, cardamom, cinnamon, and then I'm too lazy to get my almonds out, so I always do walnuts. So super delicious.
Sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Okay.
Yummy. So last but not least is your little peach pizzas?
Yes.
Fun.
And so what I do with these, so a lot of times pizzas, you're talking about big crusts, and you can definitely do that. But since I used wonton wrappers and I had a whole package, I thought, what would be fun if we did little wonton pizzas? This would be great for like appetizers. So maybe you're going to a picnic or some other place that you need an appetizer or a little finger food. These are perfect. You can even cut them in half like we did with the churro chips. And so same thing, $3.50. What I did find, which I didn't mention earlier, is that just spray one side with cooking spray. When I sprayed both, these are so thin that even though cooking spray doesn't let off a lot of oil, it was a little too much. And then I used some larger granule salt on there. So one of the things that we're going to be playing with flavors for these pizzas is some sweet from the peaches and getting a little saltiness and heartiness. So one thing you will find when you're doing wontons in your oven is you will find exactly where your hot spots are. So this came from one pan, all for $3.50 and 70 minutes. So obviously wherever this one was the hot spot. So even though it was 7 minutes, and if you really want them to look beautiful in their color, you might consider halfway through rotating them. I didn't do that, but that's okay because we're gonna cover them with some cheese. So we're gonna do cheese first. So some options. If you want to do a dairy cheese, it's very common to pair a goat cheese with peaches. So this is just a plain goat cheese. I would say really the highlight is the peaches, and then we're using a balsamic glaze and basil, so you don't really have to do one that's a flavored one. It might overtake the other flavors. If you're doing a plant-based, this is an option. Sometimes you can find it locally at grocery outlet, but this is Vile Life. It's a wonderful plant-based alternative, and it's a feta. It's not as dry as some of our other fetas, but I love, again, some of that saltiness. And what we're going to do with this is, actually, I'm just going to use a spoon with this because it's not quite as dry as I mentioned. It's a little bit wetter. And so with this, you want to do something that's more like a little bit more spreadable for this. Since we're doing it so small, I did grill the peaches. I actually just used my George Foreman because of all that smoke out there. I was gonna put them on the barbecue and that smoke was horrible. And so I just used the George Foreman, so we don't have as pretty of grill marks, but that's okay when it's something this small because we're having to dice the peaches up small anyways. If this was a larger pizza, I normally say thinly slice those peaches and have those beautiful grill marks. It's a wonderful presentation. And so we're just gonna top some of those peaches on there. I'm just gonna set this down. So there we have our peaches. Then we're going to add some chiffonade. So we chiffonade our basil.
This is like food crafting.
I know, isn't this so exciting?
How fun.
And what's fun about this is you could even have like a little party or something and everyone could top it differently. And then the finishing touch, a balsamic glaze. You can definitely make your own, which basically you take balsamic vinegar, you reduce it by half. A lot of times you do add a little bit of sugar to make it a little sweet end. Or you find an amazing product like this, because again, we said easy. We were trying not to make things complicated. And so we're just gonna do this wonderful little drizzle. Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
Awesome.
So that's our plant-based one. I'm just gonna put this over on our plate. And I will show you, this is the goat cheese one. It is more like a cream cheese texture. I'll get that out and I'll show you as I'm spreading that. You'll be able to see again a little bit more cream cheese. I think goat cheese sometimes gets a really bad name. I know when I first tried it, I was like, oh, it's super strong, but don't be discouraged. Goat cheese, there are some forms that are stronger than others. And so if you haven't found a goat cheese you like, try it again and just do a different product. So there is our goat cheese, again, a little thicker, more like a cream cheese. We'll do the same thing. If you have someone that's not as much of a cheese fan, another option that I was thought about doing, but I wanted to keep it simple, is you make the base a pesto. And then there's your wonderful green. You can still top it with that wonderful drizzle of balsamic vinegar. We'll add our wonderful basil to this. So great way of adding flavor with using fresh herbs, and a lot of this stuff is still in season. We can get it just from our local farmers markets, or if you have a garden, you can get these things. So that is what it looks like. So that is our little pizzas. Again, another really easy pizza crust is a pita. They're wonderful size. Some people might eat the whole one, others might do half. When I was a kid, I made pizzas with a base as an English muffin. So it might just be a half an English muffin. You could do something like this, or if it's more kid-friendly, maybe it's not. Depending on your kids and their taste buds. But this is how we enjoy peaches in the summer.
Super simple.
So super simple. I will be posting. I posted 2 of the recipes so far. The pizza recipe will be coming. So I just didn't have the timing of like the grill in there, so it will be coming up. So
Awesome.
I'm glad you enjoyed. I really hope that you take advantage of these recipes and try them out. I'm really excited about those churro chips because I always think of whenever you make pies and you have extra pie dough and you put butter on it and then you put cinnamon sugar. Are we talking about health today? I don't know.
I'm curious to where you're going because it sounds delicious.
But this is a lot healthier because
That is,
there's like none of the fat or anything, and it's going to be like the same idea, crunchy with cinnamon sugar. You cannot beat that.
It's so good. Yeah.
I will have to add one little tidbit, and this is for a friend of mine. This is all plant-based, and so anyone else that might still incorporate animal meat might have a good laugh too. It's National Filet Mignon Day.
Well, I'm sure filet mignon goes great with peaches.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
There, your peach bourbon sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there we go. Again, we were always thinking, how can we think plant first?
Yeah.
And then whether you
Yeah,
incorporate, we
just-
gave you a dairy or a non-dairy
Just add the
version.
plant name before the meat.
Yeah,
Plant focus. There you go.
see?
Genius.
We're trying to meet their taste buds. So next month, September 10th, that will be the second Friday of the month at 12. September is Anti-Aging Month, National, or whatever the official name
I need some
is.
of that.
Yeah, I think we all could use it, especially the last, I should probably say 2 years. 1.5 years of everything going on. But we would like to present to you the topic of the blue zones. If you haven't ever heard of blue zones, it is looking at the 5 areas around the world that have the most centurions, or those living over 100. And the research based on that, and what are they call the Power 9, the 9 principles that they have found contribute to their longevity. And I think what's really awesome about it is not only is it longevity, but it also is quality of life. They are living long but have a wonderful quality of life. And so we'll be demonstrating recipes that will help you enjoy that as well.
That's cool. We're
So-
excited. And you know, as Renee mentioned earlier, classes are going right now.
Yes.
And take advantage of it while you can. In-person classes, hands-on classes.
Yes.
And next week, Enika is teaching another hands-on class called Bowls Around the
Rolls
World.
around the world.
Which has been
Yep.
super popular.
It's really great for summer.
Yeah.
I
Where you don't
love
have
it.
to cook a lot. It's very
Yes.
minimal cooking, but there's Korean bowl, there's pad thai bowl, there's a chimichurri bowl, which
Yes.
is one of my favorites.
Oh, the sauce is incredible.
yeah,
That
it's-
sauce goes on anything. So if you love sauces, this is also a class for you.
I love sauce.
Sauce.
Yeah, I'm all about the sauce. Forget what's underneath.
So yes, that's it. So if you ever really miss out on being able to taste what we eat,
Yeah.
those classes are an awesome opportunity to also do the cooking and
Be a part of
tasting.
it. Yeah.
So because I'm about to dive in all this food anyways.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
so you can find that class and other classes that are posted at healthyeatsnutrition.com or my Facebook page or my Instagram page. And I would definitely follow those if you haven't yet, because we are doing a Women in Business giveaway on Tuesday morning, focused on 15 women-owned businesses in Yakima, and they've all donated something. So there's over $800 in prizes, and it's just gonna be
Incredible.
awesome. I wish I could win,
Yes.
but I can't. That would be unfair.
If you ever would like email reminders of these classes as well, I do send out the week of these classes, and you can always, my name is attached to this event, you can always message me through Facebook and I can add you to my email list, which keeps you up to date with Elena's classes and these classes. Perfect. So,
Win-win.
yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Enjoy
And
peak
stay
season.
safe. Don't be out in the smoke. Maybe use the mask for the smoke.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.